Michelle Darby here from Lady Thermomix a lot, and I've got my husband here who is Greg Darby, and he's doing a little cook-off today, so enjoy cooking with Greg. I'll talk to you later.
Okay, thank you for the lead in, Michelle. Now, we woke up this morning and Michelle said, something that we can do for Mother's Day, you can use the Thermomix. I'd like you to cook something up. So I had a look on our Cookidoo app, wonderful little app that has lots of little recipes on it, something to do for Mother's Day, and I found an almond pavlova with berries. So I had a look through the app, I brought up the recipe, I told it that it's one of the things that I'd like to cook today, and it sends it straight to our Thermomix. So I have a look at our Thermomix, I go into my week, and there it is sitting all ready for me. So we've clicked our little menu and we want to start cooking. So I've got all of our bits and pieces ready. I've just got to turn on our oven. Preheat to 300 degrees Fahrenheit, which is 150 Celsius. We've got a lined baking sheet. All good to go. Clicking on next, and then we want to start with our 6 ounces of sugar. Already prepared, because that's what we do. And we click next. And turn it up to 10. 20 seconds. Sure whether I should do a song and dance here, but that's not. Okay, beeping away, telling us we're done. We want to transfer this to a bowl and set aside. We've got a nice powdered consistency. And I will get our little... Where is our thermi spatula? Thermi spatula is gone.
We'll use something else. We'll use that one today.
We'll use this for now. Okay, we're not worried about cleaning it because we're going to pop the next lot in. Another 6 ounces of sugar.
What does that say in grams, Greg? Do we know? No, it just automatically...
It doesn't say. It automatically checks it. And off we go for our next ones. Seconds buzzing through. Meanwhile, I'll put the purple in. There we go. If we're going to do it, we'll do it properly.
So that's turning it into icing sugar.
It is. Okay. Look at what we're doing next. Clean and dry the mixing bowl.
So you can get the second mixing bowl, if you like. How about I get you a second mixing bowl, Greg? We're lucky enough to have a second one, and it's one of this month's host reward points. You get a second bowl when you host a party, and someone buys one. You can buy this next bowl for $99, so that having a second bowl is wonderful.
That sounds like a bargain.
The lid, you'll need a different lid though, I suppose.
And a butterfly whisk if we may.
Oh yes, we can get you the butterfly whisk. Whoopsie do. The butterfly whisk.
Butterfly whisk.
And the other lid.
I reckon this little will look alright. Now we need 8 egg whites at room temperature, already prepared. 1/8 of a teaspoon of cream of tartar.
Cream of tartar.
Tartar. We may have a dispute here over the naming.
Cream of tartar.
We want to pop our lid on. And we're going up to 3.5.
So it's automatically in there. You turn it.
And that sounds interesting enough. We'll do that for 5 minutes. We might pop them on pause for 5 minutes, shall we?
We can pause.
Okay, and we're back. We've got the final few seconds of our whisking. So we click on our next. It tells us to take our measuring cup out. And we're going to do that again for the 5 minutes, but this time we're going to be adding the sugar gradually. So it tells us to turn the speed up to 3.5, meanwhile following the next step.
I might need a spoon for that, that's going to go everywhere.
And then slowly adding through.
How long is that doing it for, Greg? Is that time?
That's another 5 minutes. I am suffering a little spillage, but the bowl's got the lid has a lip on it, which means that I'll be able to move it into the bowl. As we go. Don't want to miss out on any of that sugary goodness. Okay, I'll click on next, see what it tells us to do. And then it tells us we've got another 3 minutes. So once again, we'll pop on pause and we'll be back with you in a moment. Okay, and we're back with the final few seconds of that mixing. We've got our tray ready. So we click on next. It tells us to add our 2 tablespoons of cornstarch.
Which is corn flour.
This time in Australia it's corn flour. We'll knock off there. We want to add our tablespoon of white vinegar. Teaspoon, sorry. Always good to make sure we get our teaspoons and tablespoons correct. And then half a teaspoon of almond extract. We pop our lid back on. We pop our cup back in. And then turn our speed selector to 3.5. And off we go. This one's for 40 seconds, so we'll stick with you for this one. And then we're almost at the fun part. No dancing today. Okay. And now we'll remove our butterfly whisk. Oh my.
Oh, wow, look at
That
that.
looks delightfully and dangerously gooey. Again, just scraping it off, making sure we get all that gooey goodness in there.
So that's a fluffy meringue.
That is the fluffiest of fluffy meringues. Okay.
You could probably tap that on the side of the bowl. Will any of it come off? Maybe not. So
That's a good idea. Tap on the side of the bowl. Get those last few bits off. Keep on following our instructions. With a spatula, transfer the meringue onto the prepared baking sheet. Oh my.
to show us, can you show the camera what it looks like? Whoops. Oh wow, look at that.
So we've got a delightful amount of glute coming out here.
Fluffy meringue. So go around there. Look at that coming out. Glossy too.
That is probably the best looking meringue I have ever found, or ever done myself.
Can I show you a tip getting that out, Greg, if I may?
If you feel the need.
I do feel the need. So other people might find the same thing. So when you're trying to get out, you try to go around in that same circular motion, and then you get it, you're not fighting against the blade, and then you get more out. So you're not butting up against the blade and fighting with it, and not ruining your spatula. So there we go, Greg. We're almost out.
Okay. Lovely. I reckon that's about as much as we need from him, so I'll flip him to the side. We want to smooth out a bit of a rectangle here.
So we might have to tilt you down a bit, Greg, so we can see what you're doing. Oh, the shine on that looks just stunning.
So I reckon...
So you're going to do you want peaks in that, or is it meant to be flat?
I think just take it a moment, young lady.
Okay.
So we smooth it out so that we get a nice bit of evenness to it. And then we use our
this is a skewer.
Skewer.
Oh,
it's not quite
it's too
as
thick.
skewerish as I would like. So what we're going to do,
Maybe a knife.
we're going to swap that out for the end of our spoon here.
Ah.
So do a couple of little swirls, just so that we get a couple of little peaks in there. And I reckon that looks pretty good. Okay, so this then pops into the oven for 10 minutes. We'll get Michelle to turn us back up. There we go.
We want the tray higher.
oven for 10 minutes. And then we're going to put you on pause while I do a touch of cleaning, and we'll be back with you in a moment. Okay, and we're back. Our pavlova is still in the oven, but we're going to mix up our sauce. So we've got our Thermi ready. We're clicking through what we're doing. And then it's asking for a vanilla bean. We don't have that one, so we're going to use a tablespoon of vanilla paste. Lovely.
It's a bit wild there.
Always. We pop that in there. We want an ounce of sugar. We want to pop our lid on, insert our lid, and turn up to 10 for 10 seconds. Okay, that's unwinding. We click on next. Okay, we're going to use our, scrape down the side of our bowl. We've got our sugar mixed in there. And then we're going to add, it's asking for raspberry liqueur, but I don't drink, so we're not using that. We're using a raspberry juice. We pop our lid back on. Raspberry.
Oh.
We're going to pop on our simmer basket instead of our measuring bowl, and it says turn our selection to 2. And that's going to heat and mix for about 5 minutes. So we'll just have a look at our oven. We're coming up to 1 minute left, so we'll stay with that one for a second.
So is that going to heat that one up, is it, Greg? Because we've got that simmering basket on.
I believe it is going to heat it.
So it will allow
I'm not
for
sure
that.
quite how it heats it, but that's what it's doing.
The temperature is already set? Is it? Can you see a temperature set on there?
It doesn't say anything particular for temperature, but it may well get to that yet.
Yes, it's got the Varoma on there. So the Varoma temperature is set. So that's why we've got the basket on the top, because it's going to allow that steam to come out, and then it'll also reduce that liquid a little bit, so it makes it into a nice syrup.
Okay, and if we hear in the background, we can hear our oven beeping. It's an interesting one. Our recipe calls for turning the oven off and leaving the pavlova in there for 2 hours. So that cooks a little bit more as the oven cools down. So I think that's all good to go. Our sauce is cooking at, it looks like 170 degrees now. That's heated up for another couple of minutes. So we'll turn you off for a few minutes and we'll be back for the final piece.
You can prepare all of the other bits to go with it.
Okay, and our sauce is almost at the ready. We're just about to beat. There we go. Move this fellow. Pop our lid off. And then we're going to transfer to a bowl and let it cool.
Smells quite lovely, isn't it? Fragrance coming from that.
So that's our sauce done. Looking lovely. What we're going to do is we're going to leave the pavlova in the oven for another 2 hours. Once our sauce has cooled down, we'll pop it all together. We'll be back to show you everything that's going on. We've got some strawberries, some blueberries, and some raspberries that we're going to top on along with our sauce. So we'll be back with you shortly. Okay, so we're back. We're going to get our bits out of the oven. Take our oven gloves. We should be cool enough now. We've got our Pavlova there. See how we go. Put that over there. Now, do we worry about taking the paper off the bottom?
You might need a spatula for that. Oh, look at that. So we need to, we want to see what you're doing.
Oh, I think we're still a bit soft underneath.
That's the sticky, gooey bit.
It is.
So maybe you just leave that one on.
I think we might leave it there as it is. Let's throw some fruit across.
You can hear that tap it. Yes. Ooh.
Got some raspberries here. And finally some
Blueberries.
Blueberries. Nice bit of colour there. I like a bit of blueberry.
Nice selection of colour.
And I think maybe a little bit more strawberry because we love the strawberries as well.
Oh, I like
And
raspberries.
then, oh, Mummy says she likes raspberries. It's almost Mother's Day, so we'll pop a few of those.
Well, this is for Mother's Day, isn't it?
That's right. And then we have a little drizzle of our liquid.
Oh, syrup. Ooh.
I think I'd like that to be a little bit thicker next time.
And lovely fresh cream will go delightful with that. We've got some in the fridge, I think.
There we go. So there we are. All done.